Do you like goat cheese?
Yeah, goat cheese is good too.
I got here two kinds of... Can I ask you a question? Do you like cheese?
Yes.
You do like cheese? I think it's a confusing subject because I'm meeting people who say, I don't really understand cheese. I mean, what do you think about that?
I think without cheese, you wouldn't have a great burger.
Hi, I'm David Rosengarten. Welcome to Cheese 101. This is the goat cheese segment. Now, my first recollection of goats, first time I thought about goats, they were in cartoons eating tin cans. Goats supposedly eat everything. Do goats go or is it whatever? Usually I don't classify cheeses by the milk that's used, but in this case I make an exception because most goat's cheeses are made in more or less the same way. The important thing about any goat's cheese, it has the taste of goat's milk, yes, which is a little bit acidic, which is a little less fatty than some other milks, and it's made very fresh. When cheesemakers make goat cheese, usually it's ready for your consumption within a week, maybe 2 weeks at the most, 2 to 3 weeks. Now there's a type that's especially fresh. This one, my little pillow here, this is from Laura Chanel in Sonoma in California. She was one of the pioneers of California goat cheese. Let's pop in here. Squirt. Oh yes! Yes! Look at that oozing out there. I love that. This is very fresh. It's really like cream cheese, but you know, it's not like serious cheese. It's just lovely, fresh stuff like that. And that's the way you eat that spreadable kind of goat cheese. But that is kind of, they don't do that a whole lot in France, which is the home of goat cheese. What they do in France more often is they make different shapes out of the goat's milk cheese. One of the most popular shapes is this one. These are called crottins, C-R-O-T-T-I-N. When that is translated literally from the French, it means, well, we always say horse dropping. I have a better translation. Looks like a chunk of shit that dropped out of a horse. Now, these are aged obviously longer than this one was. This was probably made like within the last week, that first one. And when you cut cheese, always, 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 I will tell you this a million times, cut it like a pizza. Look at that. Ooh, look at that. It's ripening nicely. Just under this little, you know, a little bit of a rind has developed naturally on the outside. And it's kind of more white and chalky in the center. And you take a look at this, and you'll probably see that, yeah, you see it's more aged. Notice that at the center, this guy at the center is white and has all this yellow around here. This guy has more white inside. That's because this one has aged longer than this one. And you can tell it right from the outside. Look, it's all, see this one on the outside is all kind of soft and gushy and squishy. This one on the outside is all kind of hard, and it's starting to develop a little bit of mold. Now, as I told you, in goat cheese, they don't go out of their way to make a rind in it. So there's an old tradition in France of covering up the rind of goat cheese, and they cover it up with ash. This is what they decided to do in France eons ago. Why would they cover it with ash in France? They probably just used whatever was available because there's a lot of ash in France. So these three are all French-made goat cheeses covered in ash. See what's inside? This one, look, nice and white, not too aged at all, this one. This one, nice and white, not too aged at all. This one, with some mold on the outside, also nice and white. All three of these are very much alike. This guy is the most aged cheese on the table. Taste this quickly, and you can eat the rind of goat cheese because there's really not much of a rind. Oh, yeah. It's so goaty. If you like that taste, it's a slightly barnyard taste. You have to like it. But it's goaty, it's a little salty, it's acid. I love it. I absolutely love goat cheese. Let me give you a tip. When you go to the restaurant and they say we have several different goat cheeses, which one do you want? I always say to them, I want the cheese that is middle-aged. I want the cheese in midlife crisis. It's kind of, it's like, well, you tell me what you think.
It tastes like cream cheese.
What? He likes it. Mikey likes it. Taste it. Tell us what you think.
It's just take one.
Grabs 2 YouTube.